Warning, the following video will contain language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, this video is going to be talking about the episode of The Flash called Tricksters, so spoiler alert. If you do not want anything ruined for you, or you're sensitive to certain language, stop watching now. Okay, you guys are still here? Hey guys, Dave here. And, last night's episode was fucking incredible. I'm sorry, I know I've been kind of cutting down on the swearing a little bit on the last few videos because there's certain, fan groups for The Flash and stuff on Facebook that, have a lot of kids in them, so you got to watch that. I understand that, but, okay. The last episode we have, Rogue Time, was pretty good, but it didn't feel like it had the same impact as the episode Out of Time. Last night's episode, Tricksters, was the opposite of that. The only thing I could say about the first minute of the episode was, holy fuck on a fajita! I'm sorry, but we knew Mark Hamill was going to be reprising his role as James Jesse, a.k.a. the Trickster, in here. What none of us expected was a flashback in the first minute of the Flash and Reverse Flash going back in time and having the freaking fight we expected in the season finale. Holy shit! It was amazing. I mean, unfortunately, my on-demand hasn't caught back up with it yet, so I haven't been able to replay it just to catch all of it, but I have to see it again. It was amazing. Do not miss the first minute of the episode. It is that freaking awesome. All hell breaks loose, and then it goes back into the modern time when we've got the copycat Trickster, dropping little jokey Smurf packages into a park that start exploding. And it turns out, looks like we've got a copycat that's taken the role of the Trickster, made famous by, of course, Mark Hamill. For those of you that may have been living under a rock or have just recently time-traveled yourself, Mark Luke Skywalker Hamill is a huge comic book fan. He actually wrote a comic called The Black Pearl. And of course, he's also been most famous in the last 20 years in animation for being the voice of the Joker on the Batman animated series, Justice League, and also most of the Arkham City, Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum video games too. So that's been pretty cool. Well, when we get to see him essentially play the whole Hannibal Lecter kind of thing behind the glass, and Joe and Barry go to talk to him about what's going on, it's interesting because his portrayal of James Jesse in The Flash, originally with John Leslie Shipp, was good. It had that lighthearted, kind of comical thing, but he really drew from his Joker in this. I mean, there were times that the voice really crossed over, not to mention the little purple plastic flower that he tended to wear. Really was reminiscent of the Joker, so it's a nice little homage to a lot of different things. And it looks like this guy is that's filling in now is just some wannabe, and he's pissed off. So, as this is also going on, Barry is overly suspicious of Wells, believing that he did have something to do with his mom's murder. And he's letting his anger show more and more, to the point where Harrison starts to get suspicious, or at least who we think is Harrison. Also in the episode, we get to see a familiar yellow-clad speedster trying to run to get away, and he suddenly just stops moving at high speed. He pops up Gideon to ask what's going on, and turns out his connection to the Speed Force has been depleted and all of his cells' speed is gone. So he's stranded 15 years in the past. I know it's originally what I suspected would have happened with if Wells was actually future Barry, but okay, I was wrong. We also get to see his real, Eobard real face, so that's interesting. We also find out through the episode, while we're getting explanations about the Trickster, that it looks like Harrison Wells was a real person. And that's important because it looks like Thawne's studying him and finding out about the whole idea that him and his future wife and the idea for creating Star Labs, which was interesting. Of course, later on, eventually, as the new Trickster does a little trick to keep the cops and the Flash busy, James Jesse breaks out of prison and, surprise, surprise, who does he take as a hostage? A certain CSI's son, or his father rather, Henry Allen. So, Henry's been kidnapped by the Trickster. Okay. We also see some cute little moments with Mark playing with the Trickster number 2, including drawing back from his Star Wars days with the whole "I am your father." You know, okay, whatever. It was interesting. And eventually, when they're making their big power play at a huge fundraiser with poisoned champagne, and eventually strapping a bomb to Barry's wrist, saying if you go under 600 miles an hour, you're going to die. Or he's going to explode. Okay, here's the fun part. A lot of the guys that were speculating about things from the cartoon Justice League Doom, wondering about if Barry's going to be able to vibrate through something to get it off. It turns out, despite all the going back and forth about whether or not he can trust Wells, Joe lets Barry know that one of the strengths that he has is that he always sees the good in people. And that whatever Wells is, he's a science guy, he's smart, and does care for Barry for whatever reason. So during all this, Wells takes the mic and effectively describes about how to vibrate through solid matter. And of course, this really, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Barry would not trust him, but the passion. Oh my God, Tom Cavanaugh, the portrayal he gives in the speech describing what it feels like to embrace the Speed Force. And he used the name Speed Force. Yes, I'm a fanboy. Shut up. Anyway, oh my God. It was amazing. It was beautifully described. And Barry vibrates through solid matter, getting the bomb off of his arm. Holy fuck on a fajita. This was amazing. It was gorgeous. Eventually, of course, the bad guys are captured. It's looking pretty cool. We got to see a touching little moment with Grant Gustin and John Wesley Shipp standing in front of the Flash uniform and asking what it's like to be running at that speed. So it was a nice little poignant, touching moment here in the heart. So that was cool. But yeah, then we flash back again to the past, and we get to see Eobard Thawne set up a road trap, essentially, with Spike Strip, taking out Harrison and his wife. And he's like pleading, help me, help my wife. She's been dead for centuries. And comes crawling over, grabs up Wells, and starts explaining, in 2020, you create a particle accelerator that helps to change the world, but I need it to speed up a little bit. So he's already admitting to changing the past on a drastic scale. So this is some huge freaking news right here. And then he pulls out this little device that I guess might be part of Gideon or something. Basically, we're finding out that Gideon is effectively the equivalent of a 25th century PDA. It's his personal digital assistant, and basically it's the same as, Siri on a smartphone today. So, but he also takes out this little device and does a genetic transfer, essentially sucking Wells dry and pretty much transplanting his face and structure onto Eobard Thawne, so he becomes Harrison Wells. Holy shit. So, we now know that Harrison Wells was an actual person in the past. Also, we've seen from the little 1-minute preview what's coming up with the rest of the season. It looks like the bones of Dr. Wells is going to be discovered, so all hell's going to eventually break loose. And there's so much that's going to be happening. We see Arrow, which apparently looks like he's in a League of Assassins black outfit, the Flash, and Firestorm teaming up against the Reverse Flash. Holy shit. We get to see the Atom showing up in Central City. We get to see a lot of amazing things that are going to be going on here. Revelations. And even, it looks like, once again, the past is going to catch up with itself, and we're going to get a little deja vu with Cisco in the S.H.I.E.L.D. room, and here comes Dr. Wells, or Eobard Thawne. Hello, Cisco. Oh, the feels. Oh my, the feels. It's amazing. There's been a lot of other revelations as well. There's going to be a spin-off series that's going to have a crossover, essentially, with several characters from Arrow and Flash and whatnot. They recently cast a woman that's going to play Kendra Saunders, a.k.a. Hawkgirl, and once again, Doctor Who is invading the DC universe. We've had John Barrowman and Alex Kingston playing major characters in Arrow, and now it's been announced Arthur Darvill, aka Rory Williams from the 11th Doctor's run in Doctor Who, is going to be cast and playing time travel expert Rip Hunter. So, that's some major news right there. It's been a roller coaster ride, and Grant Gustin is continuing to say that there's still twists and things that's going to be coming with Wells and Thawne that we have not seen yet. So, what's going to happen? I don't know. It's going to be freaking amazing to watch, though. Also, I want to thank a little buddy of mine who's recently subscribed. He's asked me what my thoughts are about when are we going to see the Flash's ring costume, and what do we think that Wells' final thing is going to be? Good question. I don't have much time. I may go into it further in another video, but right now, if the producers of Smallville are the same ones for the Flash, I'm predicting we're going to see a couple different changes on the Flash's uniform until we finally see that one in what would be the equivalent of the 10th season. So that's what I'm guessing. We're going to see probably a few changes up in the costumes here and there. But as far as for Wells or the Reverse Flash's endgame, he's changed the future. He's going to probably be anxious to get back to it to see what the hell's happened and try to make his way back. He wants to go home. So he's changed the past already in certain subtle and other ways, dramatic ways. He sped up the timetable by several years for the particle accelerator accident to happen. So that has had a chain reaction of effects that his future is going to be different. How much so? He wants to go back and find out. So with the Ultimate Endgame, I'm not sure. You just got to keep an eye out for and check it out. Oh, I see they also got some new subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Please like, comment, subscribe here. Share this with your friends. Also, every Tuesday and Wednesday for when they're going to have episodes of the Flash and Arrow, I'm going to be posting links to my Flash Fact Funk video as well as my Team Arrow parody songs to try to get things going out there. So please feel free to do the same. All right, guys. Thank you so much for checking it out. You're going to love this episode. Take care. Peace.